Ever since the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, they have had a 9-2 record and right now are playing some of the best basketball we've seen from them in a few years since they won their NBA championship. One of the key components to them and their winning ways recently is their defense. Lakers have had one of the best defensive ratings ever since the beginning of this year. Matter of fact, they went from being ranked 26th in defensive rating through the first 23 games to leading the league in that category over the last month. We all know that this is quite surprising because they had their defensive ace, their anchor, in Anthony Davis, and now that he's gone, it's even more surprising that they've still been able to play at such a high level on defense. Playing great overall team defense, and they're really daring guys who can't shoot threes to shoot threes. They're basically staying focused on the guys who are legitimate threats. At age 40, LeBron is still somehow playing the best basketball of his career so far. And a lot of that has to do now with the fact that Luka is the focal point of the offense. Everything's not really running now through LeBron. It is all running through Luka and his style of play. Because, essentially when you look at Luka, he's basically an unathletic version of a LeBron James. He can do pretty much everything that he can do. But of course, he's younger and he's just playing some of the best basketball we've seen from a player like him since really a LeBron James. He is a generational talent, and that's what happens when you trade a generational talent to a team that already has a guy as well who is a generational talent. Many people thought that these two guys wouldn't really fit together, but if you look at LeBron's career and you look at some of the players he's played with, he's always in some way, shape, or form made it work. He did work with Kyrie Irving, who was a ball-dominant star. He made it work with Dwayne Wade, who was a ball-dominant star, even though we know they had their failed experiment their first year. Once Dwayne Wade gave him the keys to the offense, you saw everything just simply took off. He even made it work with Rajon Rondo that year they won the NBA championship. So these two guys have really figured it out. Luka, he started off kind of slow in his debut with the Lakers, but he's definitely picked it up, and he's been playing really great over the stretch. But what makes this really great too is LeBron. This also, for him, as people have discussed before, this really allows him to play really well in transition. As he said, Luka is the QB and he's the wide receiver. He's had many great scoring opportunities because of Luka in transition on fast break, getting lobs, full court passes, you name it. That's what happens when you play with another guy who has a high IQ. Over the stretch too, it really has elevated the games of Austin Reeves, who's already really been playing well, period. But he's been playing some of the best basketball we've seen really since that trade with Luka. He came back last night, didn't really play that good. But ever since then, he's been playing even better. And because of that, that also puts a lot of pressure off of LeBron, because you have another really great ball handler, a guy who LeBron trusts as well in Austin Reeves to go out and make big plays. And then Rui as well has been playing really well for this Lakers team. And yes, the big man, Jackson Hayes, even though the Lakers weren't able to acquire Mark Williams, as we all know, they have still managed to still play some of the best basketball despite that. Jackson Hayes, he's really been playing really good. He's actually been playing some of his best basketball of his career during this stretch as well too, now being the starting center for this Lakers team, as well as Gabe Vincent, who's actually now playing really well, because this was a really major concern for a while because he really wasn't playing the best ever really since the Lakers signed him. But now, he's found his shot back. He's playing really great defense. He's really helping this team out in many ways. And that's the thing, always somebody who's stepping up for this team, because Rui and Austin Reeves at one point were not playing and they still managed to win games during this run, which makes them even more dangerous. If you watch that game when they played against the the Nuggets didn't lead at one point of that game at all. The Lakers shut down Jokic, and they really just dared guys who couldn't shoot to shoot in Aaron Gordon. He had a good game that game though, so hey. But still, the Lakers have just been playing really great overall team defense. They're clicking on the offensive end, and everything is really being run through LeBron and Luka. I believe one game there was like 70-something% of the assists were contributed to a pass from Luka or LeBron, which is just saying a lot. But it's still just really insane to see LeBron at his age, because we really complained for a while of him not really having put in more effort on defense, but he's at 40 years old, the oldest player in the NBA, and he is playing some of the best defense he's played in a very long time. Even from Luka, for crying out loud, who's not really considered to be a really great defender at all, has actually been playing really good defense. The thing is, what makes it seem scary is that they are still growing as far as chemistry goes, and I believe next year as well too, even if they don't make it to the NBA Finals this year, which I don't know if they will or not, they can still possibly make a deep playoff run. But I can definitely see them finally going out and getting a really good, reliable big. I think as well is really important to really point out as well too that we weren't really considering this team at all to really even compete during this time. We were really considering them to just have the year where, you know, they just developed that chemistry, which is what they're still trying to do, but not necessarily them winning games at the rate that they have been doing so far, which has been really good to see. But the reality is too that you still have teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder. You still have the Nuggets, who, yes, they did beat, but still the Nuggets have their ways still with the Lakers. West is no joke at all, and the Warriors now are on the rise, so it is not really going to be easy at all for this Lakers team. The way things are looking now for the Mavericks, it's just really going downhill. A person who I feel really bad for right now on the Mavericks is Klay Thompson, because he came into a situation where he was looking to compete for an NBA championship on the team that just made it to the NBA Finals, and then they go out and they make this big trade. Yes, Anthony Davis, when healthy, can still be one of the best players in the world, but right now, in this moment, this present time today, the Lakers are winning this trade right now, especially if they make it to a deep run of the playoffs. Now, granted, the Mavericks can do the same thing next year when everybody's hopefully healthy, and we can see what they can really do. But until then, the Lakers are simply dominating, and it looks like right now that they could be a legitimate threat this season in just the first year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every single week. Have a great day. Peace.